when Valda was born, they used to run home because they used to want to mind the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, they used to run.
That was Uncle Doug and Mum.
Beat one another to the gate,
Yeah.
yes. So as they could wheel the baby up and down the path.
Yeah. Well, how old would have they been then? 7 and 8, something like that. 7.
As they would.
Yeah.
A bit older. Might have been 8.
Yeah.
Older, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
She might have been about, she was 2 years younger than him.
Yeah.
She'd be about 7. He might have been 9.
Yeah. And what other things did Mum get up to?
The man took her away once. Did she tell you about that?
She told me that she has 3 times that men had tried to take her away.
She was a pretty little girl, you know, nice little girl, and Doug and Dulcie and the boy next door were going message for Dad, and Dulcie wanted to go, and I'd taken her down the street, and she had a pretty black smock dress on. It was black velvet.
Yeah.
No, this is not velvet,
No,
I thought
that's
it was.
not. No, it's not.
Black velvet, and was all smocked. And she says, I want to go. And I said, no, you can't go, the boys will go. Dad wanted some cigarettes. And anyway, in the end, Dad said, oh, let her go with them. Anyway, they were going, and it was, just around tea time or after tea, in the summertime, and the boys were walking up and they were going to cross a paddock, and there was an old pram there with pram wheels on.
Yeah.
And the boys were trying to get the pram wheels off, they reckon, to make a cart out of it.
Yeah.
And a man came, he was leaning up against a post, and he said to them, what are you doing? And they said, we want to get these wheels off for our little sister.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, you let her come with me, and I've got a doll's pram. Of course they let her, she toddled off with this man.
Yeah.
And then the boys got frightened after a while, and they went to the police. And anyway, your mother was pretty strong, and this man, she says, where do you live? And he says, oh, just down here. And she tried to get away from him, and he wouldn't let her, and she kicked him.
Yeah.
Kicked him in the shins and one thing and another, and ran back to the shops.
Yeah.
And just as she got there, she ran into a shop. A man found her and brought her, a man from the shop, and said they brought her home to our place. And she was howling, and the police just got there then. And the policeman said, is this the man? And she said, no, not this man, it was another man.
Yeah.
I suppose the man thought
He was going to get it.
he thought he was going to get run in jail.
Yeah.
And anyway, she was frightened after that.
Yeah.
She was too frightened to go to bed with the light off
Yeah.
for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be scary.
It was terrible scary.
Yeah.
Did they ever find the man that took her?
No, but there was a man that jumped down from a tree, a girl coming home one night across the paddocks just near where he said he lived.
Yeah.
And I don't think they got him. I'm not sure.
Where was this at? Here in Kyabram?
No, this was at Reservoir. when we lived at Reservoir.
What was Grandpa doing then?
I was catching rabbits then. I'd been away.
For a living?
Well, he used to buy them all for men
Mm-hmm.
and bring them back and sell them
This was during the Depression.
during the Depression.
And how old would have Mum been then?
And she could have been about 8.
Yeah.
Did she like school when she was that age? Did she do well in school, or?
Oh, just average, you know, just average. Of course, we never mucked around with our kids like people do today.
Yeah.
We never got reports or anything.
Yeah.
They used to send you any reports then.
Did she wear a school uniform?
No, not those days. They didn't have to. They now over your way?
No, not over there.
Mm.
No. And then who was next? Was Uncle Morris was born next, wasn't he?
He was born next.
And what did he used to do?
No, he was a pretty good kid.
Yeah.
Oh, he was always mad on steam.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived in a shop then when he was young. And it was a plumber's shop where they have bath heaters and things like that. And the man used to let him take all the steam pipes out of them, the old ones.
Yeah.
And he used to walk along the railway line and pick up coal that had fallen from the train
Yeah.
and bring it home and get his steam pipes going.
Yeah.
He was mad on them.
Well, then he started building steam trains, didn't he?
Then he started to build trains when he got older.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they were steam trains though too, weren't they?
Proper steam trains.
Yeah.
Oh, he was pretty good with the steam trains.
Yeah.
When he lived at Frankston, he used to, he and Jim Whittingham, they used to get into the trains with the men
Yeah.
and shunt up and down,
Yeah.
you know, like they do with the goods.
Yeah.
He was always mad on train.
Yeah. And Mum said that he wanted to be a train driver, but then
They reckoned he was colourblind,
so he couldn't do it.
and so he couldn't be. He's not that colourblind, I don't think.
Well, he's making.
He passed
more.
in everything.
Yeah.
And your mother said she was colourblind.
Yeah.
And my father was colourblind. And who else is colourblind? Someone else in the family is colourblind.
Kurt reckons I am, but I'm not.
Hmm.
Oh.
I don't think your mother was too colourblind.
The only thing she couldn't see was if there was a tree in the distance, a green tree with red apples on it, she couldn't see the apples on
She
it.
couldn't. Ah.
It was red and green that she was.
Two very important colors.
Yes,
They are.
I know.
Stop and go.
When we would
Hmm.
drive through Melbourne, Mum would always say, tell me what the traffic lights are.
Hmm.
And so I always used to be able to tell her.
Hmm.
And then, after Uncle Morris was born, it was Auntie Marge next,
Mm.
wasn't it?
Hmm.
And what about Auntie Marge?
Oh, she was born down in Geelong.
Yeah.
She was all right.
And what did she?
Where did you live in Geelong? I used to be in Geelong.
We lived in West Geelong. In Hope Street, West Geelong.
What was Grandpa doing there?
Had a boot shop,
Boot shop, huh?
Making shoes and
making shoes.
Did he enjoy doing that?
Oh yes. but he got pneumonia a few times, and the shop was a drafty shop, and he sold it out. That's when he went on the rank, driving the hire cars.
Yeah.
I'll turn it off, I'll see if Miss
Okay.
Lightness.
She just grew up. Huh?
She grew up.
Yeah.
And I remember once I sent her into, I was going out to see a special friend of mine, and I sent her in to get a clean piece of ribbon off the dressing table for the baby's dummy,
Yeah.
and she was in there too long and she cut all the front of her hair. Sliced it all off.
Sounds like Clifford.
Yeah.
Sounds like who?
Clifford.
No, I was that mad I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Because she looked such a sight, and then Dad shaved her hair off her.
Oh. All of it off?
Shaved
The
it
whole
off.
bit.
Shaved it right off to the skin with a razor. Because he reckons she might have curly hair. They reckon if you shave it back, don't they?
Yeah, they reckon. If it's going to be curly, you shave
Then
it.
Doug wanted his done. Doug had his done. It
Yeah.
was like a bladder of lard.
Oh. And what about Mum? She didn't want hers done, I don't think, would she?
Who?
Mum.
No, she didn't have hers done.
Just Uncle Doug and Auntie Marge.
Yeah.
Oh, gee. I bet she never cut her hair again.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. Oh, gee. I'll have to tell Clifford that. He cut his, right before his birthday. And cut a lump out about 2 inches wide right across the front of his
Don't they look aside?
Oh, I thought it was funny. I laughed, and Kurt came home and he hit the roof. He was so mad. But I had to trim his hair and make it look a bit better, but oh dear.
Oh,
I think most kids do that some time or another,
yes.
cut their hair.
I never even thought of her cutting her hair.
Yeah. Oh dear. And then Auntie Velda came along.
Yes. Oh, that's when Auntie Velda was a
With
baby.
a baby, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
What sort of things? You must have had your hands full when you had all of them though together. They must have gotten into some funny
No, they didn't
things.
seem to get into much mischief. When we got down to Frankston, of course, they used to go to the beach a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
They used to just come home from school, take off their clothes, throw their books in and go down the beach,
Yeah.
play down there.
Yeah.
That was in the summertime,
Yeah.
because we lived right off in Grandma's place there near the beach.
Yeah, I can remember going up there with Mum and picking those little green hooded orchids and
Mm.
all sorts in there.
Mm.
Now, you remember how Mum and Dad met? Do you remember how Mum
Yes.
and Dad met?
Mm. You know, don't you?
Oh, I know their version of it from what I remember.
Valda and Marge were down the beach, and had been for a swim. These two soldier boys come up and started talking to them. Of course, they looked a lot older in their bathers,
Yeah.
and they wanted to know if they'd go to the pictures that night. And they said, oh, they wouldn't be allowed. But they said, we've got a big sister that would.
Yeah.
Dulcie says, I'm not going. I don't know them. Why would I want to go to the pictures with somebody that I don't know? Oh, but they're nice boys, Mum. They're lovely boys. They are nice boys. They said that, you know, would like to see our sister. So, anyway, I said, oh, well, it was Friday night, Saturday night, and the shops were always open Saturday night down there.
Yeah.
So Valda was about 3 months old, I think.
And
I
that would have been Auntie June.
Oh, Auntie June, that's right, June. And I said, we'll go for a walk down and have a look at these wonderful boys.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mum, me, and the baby, and June, no, Valda, Margie and Dulcie, the whole four of us traipsed all down the street.
Yeah.
And just as we got down near the post office, we were on the other side, you know, that hotel side.
Oh, yeah.
These men, 2 boys come over, all smiles. You can imagine your father, all grins.
Yeah.
And they spoke. And your father reckons as soon as he seen Dulcie, he said, she's my girl.
Yeah.
He said he fell in love with her at first sight.
Yeah.
And anyway, they introduced themselves and they wanted to know if they could take the girls to the pictures. And I said, well, I didn't know you, know. And they said, oh, we'll take care of them. And they wanted to take Valda too.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, no, I'd be too frightened to go home. I would have too.
Yes.
To walk up that road,
By
right up Hastings Road, because there was no lights.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the baby in the pram.
Yeah.
I'd have run like mad all the way home.
Yeah.
So anyway, they went to the pictures, and I said, well, and they always come in and sat on the edge of the bed when they came home and talked to me.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what were they like? Oh, not bad, says your mother. She said, but I don't like his name.
No.
She said, she said, knitting shirts for
Knitting
singlets for Cecil.
Yeah.
Did she tell you?
She said that she often used to think that.
Yes. And I said, oh, I don't know. I said, I said, he's a nice young boy. I said, nice young man. I said, if I was a young girl, he's one I'd have gone for.
Yeah.
So anyway, she didn't know whether she liked him or whether she didn't.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were washing up the dinner dishes, and the girls, they used to usually do the baking, or one of them would, and they looked outside and they said, look outside. Here was Cecil and Arthur talking to your father, to your grandfather,
Oh, yeah.
to their father.
Yeah.
They wanted to know if they could take the girls for a walk down the beach.
Yeah.
And of course, Dulcie went, and Margie and Valda went with them. They all went down the beach for a walk, and so Dad gave them some money to buy some pineapple and bananas and things to make a salad and asked them for tea.
Yeah.
And of course from then on, that's how it started.
That was it, huh?
Every Wednesday they used to get off, Wednesday afternoon and night. They used to get off and they'd come up, and then of a weekend
Yeah.
they used to come up.
What was your dad doing for?
Dad was in the army.
Where at?
Down-
At Fort Seaton?
I don't
No,
know really.
Mount Martha
Mount Martha. Yeah.
or Eliza, one of the two.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, I
army.
noticed that there was an army base down there on the road. over there.
Belcom Army
Mm.
Camp. I don't know if it was called that then or
I
not.
think it's Belcom now,
Yeah.
and that's where they were, and that's how they started their romance.
Mm.
And she, when he went home, of course, he started writing to her, and he asked her to come up there, and she went up there for a week or a fortnight, and she never wrote to me. And because I didn't know Cecil's people from a bar of soap, and I knew they come from over near
Yeah.
Argentina,
Yeah.
where they get away with the girls, don't they?
Yeah.
And I was nearly in a dither. I could have choked her.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's... And Mrs. Hutchison, old Mrs. Hutchison, said I was always saying to shouldn't you write to your mother? Oh no, she won't worry. She must have thought her mother was a funny woman.
Yes, you must have.
She won't worry. She'll know I'm all right.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I don't know where they live properly. All I know is Tongala.
Yeah.
That mightn't have been there.
Yeah.
They could have come and got her and taken her from somewhere else.
Yeah.
People might think you're bad-minded, but after all that time,
Well, 2 weeks is a long time.
oh, it's a long time. And I don't know whether she came home or whether she wrote and told me. I think she just landed home as large as life. Another time I'm telling all her tales, aren't I?
Well, that's all right.
She was going up to Henley, at Henley, the gutter on the Yarra.
Yeah.
And she was going with a girl at work, and anyway, this girl didn't turn up. She was going to meet her at Chelsea station.
Yeah.
It's a girl she used to go to work with in the train. And this girl never turned up. And Dulcie went on, and she went to Auntie Myrtle's. And she went to Henley then with Donna, and Donna and her, and I don't know who else. Might have been Audrey. They all went over to the. When they got back, it was too late to come home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I was nearly mad that night. I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep. I could see her dead in the bushes on the way home up Hastings Road, because neither where the hospital was, there was no hospital there then. It was only all that bushes and heather and all that rubbish. And so anyway, I said to Dad, get up early, and we got up early. And anyway, her and Donna come home on the first train. As large as life. I didn't think you'd worry. I stayed at Auntie Myrtle's. Talk about headaches.
Yeah.
Never thought to ring up the woman. Well, of course, it would have been too late to ring her up. They could have rang them up first thing in the morning. The kids never think to ring up. I could have screwed her neck. I got such a fright and was that worried all night.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. No, I couldn't sleep.
Well, then, see, Mum and Dad weren't going together very long before they got married.
Yes. Oh, a year or so.
Yeah.
More than a year. Because he went to and he enlisted and went to the war.
Yeah.
What did Marjorie's mother do when during the war when her dad was up in New Guinea?
No, she was working. She wasn't working at all. She had Keith.
Yeah.
She lived on the farm up at Tongala for quite a while until the baby was born. And she used to come down to our place and backwards and forwards. And then when Keith was born, he was about a month old. She had to bring him down to show me, and she was that excited. She couldn't get him down soon enough, because she had a pretty bad time.
Yeah.
He was such a big baby.
Yes, he was a big baby. He was 10'2" or something.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, he was a big hefty lump.
Yeah.
And he's still big.
Yes, he's still big, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he is.
So she just shun it back and forth between Tongala and Frankston.
Yes.
With you and
his
his
mother.
mom.
Then she got a house before he came home.
Miss Frankston.
No, in Tongala, and she furnished it. She rented a house up there, and then she Valda went up and stayed with her for a while. Margie stayed for a while, and Valda was going to school up there
I didn't know that.
for a while.
Keep her company.
Because she didn't like Eric. He said to her, if anything happens, Cecil, will you marry me?
Oh, really?
Yes. And the mother died, and she wanted to get away from the place.
Yeah.
She didn't want to be.
Pestered. And Mum said she did get a letter once from the government to say that Dad was missing in action. Do you remember that?
Something about that, and then he had a shrapnel or something went near his ear or something, didn't he? Burst near there.
Yeah.
That could be what's happened to all these headaches.
Yes, I wouldn't be
Or
surprised if
pierced the eardrums or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of it. Well then, when he came home, he didn't stay. He came home on leave for a little while, didn't he? And then had to go
Yes,
back
and he
again.
went back again.
How long was he home on leave?
Oh, I don't know, might be a month or
Yeah. Then he had to go back up to New Guinea.
He stayed there till after the end of the war. I wonder if Mrs. Ruler's home. Will I run in and see?
Can't get one.
Brother was playing the wag one day and watched the trains down at Richmond Park.
They used to have steam trains then.
Steam train?
How often did they come, do you know?
Oh, pretty often.
How far down the line did they go?
Oh, Frankston, Sandringham, Oakley, Gippsland, all those lines.
Yeah.
It was all those lines.
Still
Those
pretty
trains
much
have
the
been there
same.
for a long time now.
Yes. Oh yes, they've been going for about 100 years, the trains.
I wish we had trains like that at home.
Yes.
It would make transportation a lot easier.
It would. You wouldn't have to use your car so much, would you?
Nope.
Now, it's not easy to get to places down there, is it, like it is
No.
up here?
No, it isn't. No.
So if you want to go into Utah, you can't go very well unless you've got a car, can you?
No, there is a train, but it's so roundabout and everywhere that, you know, people just
It
don't.
only comes a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, see, we have 2 trains a week, 2
Yeah.
trains a day
A day.
up here.
Yeah.
Well, that's good service.
Yeah.
I'll ring up a taxi.
Okay. How Auntie Myrtle and Uncle Reg met?
Well, I met at work.
Did they work together?
Both worked at the same place.
Yeah. And what were they doing?
We met her on the steps,
Yeah.
on the stairs.
Was that when he was a jeweler?
No, it's when he worked at Mac Robertson's lolly factory.
Oh. Yeah. And they met there. What did they do there?
Don't know what Reg's done. He was a labourer or something. And Myrtle was wrapping milk kisses
Oh.
on piecework.
Yeah. Gosh. Piecework to do those. Sheesh.
And it was real slavery too.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Well, Grandma, if you were asked to teach my kids a lesson, you know, on life, what do you think you'd tell them? What do you think you'd tell them to be or do, or, you know, as far as living a good life?
And to be obedient to their mother and be appreciated for all that they got.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're living in a good home without drunken parents and cruel parents, don't you think?
Yeah, that would be lucky. Yeah. I don't mean lucky, but you know, I mean they are fortunate to not have
You're
that
right,
to
they are.
contend with.
Yes.
What's a lesson? What would be a lesson, do you think? Like, you know, when your children get older, you tell them certain things about. Well, when I was getting married, Dad sat down and talked to me about marriage and what my responsibility is in that marriage. What do you think? What did you used to tell your children as they got older?
Nothing.
Just no, I mean.
They knew more than I knew.
No, I don't mean. No, I don't mean about marriage and that. I mean, just about life. You know, when they'd go out to their first job, what would you have told them?
Nothing, really.
Just.
They used to just go and look after themselves.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't like to tell Valda about, you know, going into a woman and all this, so your mother said she'd tell her.
Yeah.
And so Valda, your mother told Valda, and she says, "Oh, I know all about that." She said, "How do you know?" "The kids at school told me," she reckons.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens, doesn't it?
The kids at school told me everything.
Yeah.
Yes, how do you know? Kids at school.
Yeah.
What if this will ring now?
You might. Well, you must have told them how to be honest and, you know.
No, I never used to ever think about them being not honest.
Well, you probably said that to them when they were little, you know.
They weren't thieves at home.
No.
You don't think about it, do
No.
you? You know, they never used to pinch at home. You can put it in that bucket will do. In the bucket will do. No, they never used to pinch at home. Not that I know of. They might have pinched cakes or lollies and things like that.
Yeah.
I suppose we could have our tea soon, couldn't we? And get that over with before it's...
We've stopped in the Bambi.
Oh, God. You knocked me at the window.
Starting to take off again.
Alright, you've been out cold. Yeah.